Good morning, everyone. Just spent about a week and a half bikepacking up Vancouver Island, and I've been posting some photos to Reddit, and I've been getting a lot of questions about the various bags that I've been using and kind of my setup. So I thought it'd be interesting to do a little bit of a video ranking the various bags that I have. And when looking at the bags, thinking about, what's the cost effectiveness, the utility of the bag, how effective it is, and quality behind it. Thanks for watching.
My favorite bag, and the one that I get the most questions on, is a custom double-decker frame bag from Panda, which are handmade in Arizona. I opted for a few extra features on this bag, including the bolt-on feature for a clean look, and shock cord lacing for the top tube. In total, it costed me $320 Canadian with shipping, or about $240 American. I love the look of this bag. It's made out of very strong waterproof material, and it can hold so much stuff. I usually store my heavier items or other things that I use frequently in this while I'm bikepacking, such as my water bladder, tools, and other cookware. The only downside to this bag is that the zippers and seams are not waterproof. However, I just use some seam sealer on the seams, and haven't had any issues of water since I've owned it. If I had to recommend anyone to start with one bag, it would be a frame bag, particularly from Panda. Coming in at number 2 is my feed bag, which I made from a climbing chalk bag, and a few extra straps I had lying around. Maybe I'll do a video on how to make one. Let me know in the comments if that's something you want to see. This bag cost about $12 to make, and took only about an hour of my time. A feed bag is pretty important to have, since my frame bag takes up the space where I would normally store water bottles. It's actually much easier to grab from the feed bag than a traditional holder, especially when riding on rough terrain that requires being more attentive to the road. It can hold a 1-liter Nalgene bottle, and has a zipper pocket where I put small items, such as my multi-tool. I haven't had any issues with this bag, and for making it for about $10, it's easily my second favorite bag. Coming in a close third is my 15-liter Porcelain Rocket Mr. Fusion seat post bag, which retails for about $250 Canadian. My system was handmade in Calgary, Alberta, and is 100% waterproof. The Mr. Fusion uses a dedicated seat post clamp and rack, which cradles the dry bag, and connects to runners under the saddles with straps. The dedicated rack eliminates any sway or tail wag that might occur. I also use the post to help store other items, such as my sandals, and to connect my fishing rod. I usually store items that I only need to access once, such as my tent and sleeping system, as it's kind of a pain to access and take it from the bag. I also use this on some of my other bikes, for example my road bike, when I go on much longer rides. To me, the Mr. Fusion feels like it's a bit expensive or on the pricey side when compared to other things in the market, which is why I'm ranking as my third favorite bag. With that being said, it's very lightweight, it includes the bag, and I really appreciate, similar to my frame bag, the quality and durability that comes with handmade products. Falling just short of the podium is my Handlebar System, which is a Porcelain Rocket MCA that I bought for about $80 used. It looks like the system's no longer in production, and I'm not really sure how much it originally sold for. It can fit up to a 15-liter dry bag, however dry bags aren't included. I use this to store items, such as clothing, that I want to keep dry and away from the rain. It does come with a handy 3-liter pouch, which I use to store items that need to be easily accessible, such as snacks, bear spray, and a bike pump. It attaches to your handlebars via nylon straps and buckles, which honestly is a bit confusing and tends to come loose when I was riding, which required either stopping to tighten them or trying to do it while I was riding. Because of the higher price point without a dry bag, and the frequent need to readjust the bag, this bag's coming in at number 4. Number 5, my front fork cargo cages. I have 2 Blackburn Outpost cargo cages on my front fork, which I attach 5-liter dry bags. The cages retail for about $30 each and are made out of alloy. They weigh about 180 grams each, which is about 50% more than the Salsa Anything cage. I'm not at all a weight weenie, but others might feel differently considering that they retail at about the same price. My biggest complaint is not really related to the construction of the cages themselves, but more generally the idea of the system. I found that on my most recent bikepacking trip that the bags sometimes fell off while I was riding, and even more frequently, I've noticed that the bags become ripped and had holes in them while hitting debris while I was on the road. Coming in as my least favorite bag is my Blackburn top tube bag. I purchased a Blackburn Outpost bag from a local shop with a gift card. I think it was about $80 Canadian, but they seem to retail for about $50 in the US. Here are my thoughts. I specifically sought out this bag as it has holes for direct mount to the top tube. However, the holes didn't line up with the mounts on my bike, which meant I had to find a workaround using spacers, and it's not 100% perfect. I found this quite frustrating, and I also found similar complaints online, which makes me think this is a design flaw. With only half a liter of storage capacity, it seems to be on the pricey side of things. And there are 2 pockets on each side of the bag, which are too small. One seems to be made for storing a credit or debit card, however the pocket is a bit too small and makes it a pain to get them out. The other pocket has a zipper, but once again, it's too small to really store anything of use. Because of the high price point versus storage capacity, the small pockets, and mostly because of the fact it doesn't bolt on flush to my bike, it gets rated as my least favorite bag. Thanks for watching. Please let me know what your favorite bags or packing systems are in the comments below.